Pirates large scale battles.
I think it'll be dependent on the instancing myself. I think that'll be probably the biggest factor in dictating how these battles will take place. If it's too heavily limited, well, if it's not badly limited, you'll get squadrons of capital ships operating in large fleet maneuvers, and it will be very interesting and to see how much detail you can go into considering with the tactics and operations. But if it is limited to something odd, like a 10 capital ships at most in a particular instance, I feel it'll be more down to who has the biggest shields and the biggest guns to duel it or just exchange blows.
Kill some duel.
I have a distinct bacon deficit on board the Ark Royal. I know, I know. I've just felt the urge to visit certain areas of the verse and stock up while I have the chance.
Bacon.
What a failure it was. Um, Morons United. Something really, really insulting. No, no.
It was the four. It was the four horsemen who won. Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, I can already feel my eyes burning and I can't see it.
kind of follows with it being a gunship.
Mm, probably shoved them up its arse. It really is one hell of an ugly ship. Anything that didn't have bloody nutcrackers bolted to its side would have been a hell of a lot better. Oh, I thought they were the giant nutcrackers. Probably to bust the nuts of anybody that bought it.
Indeed.
Please refer to my Skype profile picture for more information.
Stealth insertions into space stations. Um, yeah, I it could provide backup for troops. I don't see this hanging out in a dogfight too much. It's got
Mm,
it's
mm,
just not got the
indeed.
maneuverability for holding out for that. But yeah, I can see this for inserting troops, that sort of thing. Which kind of follows with its role. That's what it's supposed to do. So um, yeah, typically gunships aren't pretty. They're utilitarian. They're not meant to be pretty. Um, I do kind of not well from my perspective. I'm sure that there's a lore. It's science fiction, but I don't understand the whatever they are things thruster, the
Uh,
Redeemer's vector lock thruster design.
nutcrackers.
Yeah, or scissors or whatever. I'm not quite sold on what they do, but it's sci-fi, so it's yeah, they're yeah, they do this. Okay, yeah, all right, let's talk about something else. Um, but yeah, I can see this for inserting people into places you need to get them into in a hurry. Um, yeah, it wouldn't. It's got the firepower to clear an area of people. Uh, you know, clear off a landing platform or whatever. So, yeah, I see it as a legitimate ship for doing its job. Um, ignoring the whole uh, next great starship or whatever. I mean, I watched it. I couldn't really argue with the judges. I mean that they see things from a different perspective than what I do on things, but I have nothing against the ship. I'm not a particularly big fan of it. It's there. It does a job. No
Um,
four. You got to do this without four-letter expletives.
I do believe it will, what with its massive glowing nutcrackers, I do believe it will make an excellent gunnery practice drone.
Yeah, it's not for ship to ship combat.
I will enjoy the added behavioural patterns from the lobotomized humans that choose to drive one of these things. It should make for a fun hunting experience in my address. Hmm. Yes, indeed.
I'm going to make you fly one at some point just to do it.
I do believe this ship has an engine room, so I will be visiting the self-destruct button.
I just realised I've been sat here for almost 10 minutes with my microphone muted.
I could hear you.
Yeah, but on the OBS. Can't.
No.
Yeah. Ah, bloody hell.
Oh.
Okay,
Have we
so
just been talking into nothingness?
yeah, so it's gonna make it seem as if you guys are just randomly asking questions. Anyway, time to get this. The first episode's been a nightmare so far, but okay, we can get on with it.
Live and
Good
learn,
seeing
my
you
friend.
format.
Exactly, live and learn. So obviously, if we move on to if we're talking about gunships in general, and kind of moving away from the Redeemer, do you think we're going to see many different types of gunship? Because obviously the Redeemer is the only one
Yes,
at the
the
moment.
the Redeemer has to be replaced, and quickly.
Okay,
I do believe a cardboard box with thrusters would make a superior gunship.
okay, Monty. Seriously, I'm going to ask you. Okay, what
Mm.
ships or what ship makers do you think are going to be making new gunships?
Um, Unfortunately, I think it'll probably be Anvil.
I would
So
agree with that.
yeah,
Maybe
I think they'll
Consolidated will make one with duct tape and
Uh,
baling.
yeah, yeah. I was going to say though that I think Consolidated will probably move in to make things like the Herald more than anything else. So fast specialist transports maybe. Whereas I think something like this, I think Anvil will probably make one, and it will probably look like a cross between a Retaliator and a Hornet.
What about Misk, guys? Do we think Misk are going to make a gunship?
No,
I
they
don't
don't really
see
go in
that.
for the military
Yeah,
stuff. I don't.
yeah.
They're more of the large transports
Their military stuff tends to be already existing ships that have been retrofitted to be military,
by
like
Aegis Dynamics.
like the
Yeah.
Yeah,
DUR
and
Freelancer.
the Starfarer Gemini was a version adjusted by Aegis Dynamics for
Mm.
Yeah,
military use.
Mm. Because
Mm.
thinking about it, I mean, having the choice between a gunship and any other ship out there, okay? Most ships you'll be able to have a reasonably large crew on in the first place, right? So planetary assaults and that kind of thing.
Well, the
Are
Retaliator has a people carrying
Yeah,
module
there
now,
is
so
there is modules
there's
for
assault module.
yeah, assault modules. So I actually genuinely think gunships like the Redeemer are not so much going to be used for planetary assaults, but more along the lines of what Hooch said, which was space station assaults, small outposts, that kind of thing. The it
you
needs
you wouldn't
Target
use it for
practice.
an assault, a large scale assault.
no, no.
Mm.
Maybe special
I'd be inclined
operations,
to use a
that kind of thing.
Retaliator myself.
Yeah. But Retaliate is big and bulky, and it's slow. So AA fire,
Mm,
like
I don't
strafing
know.
runs on it, that kind of thing.
I think if you remove things, or I don't, because of the Retaliator having a proper engine room and everything, I think you'll be able to adjust things and make it go stealthy, which I don't think we'll have the same sort of capability with
Mm.
on a Redeemer. It's just got that weird little box shoved above the landing ramp. Oh, good advice for everybody out there. Shoot just above the landing ramp.
Is that its
Yeah,
engines?
It's engineering.
that's the power core.
Ah, right,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the shoebox in the bag.
Okay, fair enough. So, weaponry. Move on to weaponry now. Do you think it has enough, or not enough, or just right amount?
Without actually flying it and shooting it, I couldn't tell you. It's got a lot. It could clear, like I said, it could clear a landing pad.
Mm.
I think it's just
But
got a very odd choice of weapons.
but I don't see it. I don't see it holding out in a combat situation. Not a fighter flying around kind of combat situation. This is for inserting people. This isn't really for dogfights.
No. I think this is very much going to be what Black Hawks are and what Chinooks are in real life, which is get in there, drop off the troops, get the fuck out. I think that's essentially what it's going to be. It's not going to be a ship that you're going to see in dogfights or anything. Like, it's just no point. There is no point. It's a waste of manpower when that pilot and that co-pilot and the gunners could be in Hornets or Sabres or Vanguards. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be very specialized kind of times when you use the ship. So, yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. But, what else was I going to talk about with the ship? Oh, that is right. In terms of just the competition itself, the next great starship and stuff. There is another...
Let us hope it never returns.
No, there is another competition coming up called the Next Great Marine, I think. The Next Great Star Marine, which is where they're going to be is where they're going to be designing the new Titan armor, which is the new size 9 armor, which is going to be like a massive mech suit. So,
I think it'll look like a giant armoured chicken with disco globes, which are quote-unquote shields.
Well,
And it'll
Monty,
be the most unique design, and everybody will go for it.
why don't you submit one?
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm no good with 3D modelling, so...
Well, no, but you can come up with a concept and get with somebody who can do 3D and do it that way.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all yourself. You just have to come up with a concept because, I mean, you got a lot of problems with the concept, but, I mean, I don't know, throw something out there.
I hear there's a delete function in the CryEngine. We could use that on the Redeemer.
Oh my fucking god. You are impossible today, man. You're in such a shit mood. I knew today, I was like, I know we're talking about the Redeemer. Today is not going to be a fun episode.
Well, we're ripping that Band-Aid off.
Yeah. Right. Imagine this, Monty, okay? I know you're not particularly impressed with the whole Next Great Starship thing, okay? But just think of it this way.
Just let the professionals do it. That's what they're paid to do.
Yeah, and a lot of the people who did the Next Great Starship are now working at CIG, Monty.
Oh, God.
They're professional artists and 3D modelers, Monty.
I fear for Star Citizen's future.
Oh, my fucking days, man. You're such an arsehole today.
Saviour was correct. It's all going to crash and burn.
Derek Smart.
all our JPEGs are going to be burned.
Yes.
Oh, I won't be able to cope with this flood of
You're
ultra
the
low
source.
quality
That's
JPEGs.
it. We know who the source is now.
That's it. We know what made the downfall.
Monty's feeding him information.
Fucking Monty is Derek Smart, I think, just with a British accent. Right, anyway.
Derek Smart's actually a chameleon. More than one way.
But yeah, think of it this way. So, just think of it completely fresh slate. There isn't going to be the same teams in this new competition. I trust Derek Smart's eye. I trust Mark's eye. I trust all of the concept artists' eye. Okay, and last competition.
Wait a minute. Did you say you just trust Derek Smart's eye?
No.
Yeah, he did. Derek Smart
did.
A secret judge.
You actually said that.
Did I say that?
You really need to take the plastic off the crack before you smoke it.
So now that we've established
I'm just gonna
that Derek Smart will be a And our wonderful main host has just gone off to kill himself. Curtis, are you dead?
I was going to kill myself then.
No, it's not worth that.
I trust
I think it is.
Mark's eye. So all the concept artists, all that kind of thing. There were some good designs last year, and sure, when it came down to it, the kind of wrong ship won.
I'll proclaim a little baggie of weed and be completely oblivious to the entire thing while watching it.
But yeah, I've got a feeling that this competition is going to be good. I think we're going to see some really nice suits of armor made.
I think the game will be upped because people will now have sort of an idea. You see, the next great starship, when that happened, that's the first time anybody had ever done that.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get all sorts of mixed things in there. People, weren't sure. Now,
like crackers.
Now that things are becoming a little bit more set in stone, things are becoming a little bit more. We know what Aegis is. We know what Anvil make. We know what these companies make and produce. We've got style guides going on. We've got a lot more to build with. People, I think, are going to be able to design things with that in mind. It's going to work out a little bit better. So, sure, I mean, you can look at the next great starship and say they chose the wrong one, and I can't really argue the fact either way on that. There were ones. It wasn't my first choice either.
I wouldn't
but
any of them.
But you gotta. I mean, it's nice of CIG to give people the chance to at least try. They're doing something that's good out of it. There will be somebody that goes for it who does have talent. Whether we believe it or not, it's not just our eyes that are looking at this. There's other people who know what they're talking about, who can see talent that we may not know. I'm not a graphics designer. I don't know. I build servers. I build computers, but I'm I don't know with that sort of stuff. So, getting into the nitty gritty and the polygons and all of that, I'm like, yeah, it looks cool. I don't really know much more beyond that, but but these guys, what's his name, Mark and all that lot, they know what they're talking about. They can look at these designs and they can go, well, that's pretty efficient or whatever, and go with that. It wasn't just all about the ship when they chose as well.
No. Looking back last year, I liked what they did in the beginning, which was before they set them on an actual ship, they sent them tasks like design a gun. And from there you kind of saw the people who had the quality content, who knew how to do concept art, who knew how to do 3D modelling, that kind of thing. So I think it's very much going to be like that this year. I think they're going to be like, design some body armor or design some gloves.
Design a strap-on.
Design a dildo.
Derek?
And then...
Design Derek's smart
Derek's face, there you go.
Derek's face just on the end. Yeah.
A
Sorry.
smart choice for any UEENR troops.
A morale boost. Just get hit with it. It's
Smart choice for when you're feeling down.
No practical purpose, but does have entertainment value.
The smart choice for
Basically,
morale
yeah.
boost. It's like Saints Row 3 being the massive giant purple dildo, except with Derek Smart's face on the end. Brilliant.
And there's only one object it actually interacts with in the entire game, and I feel that should be Coke machines.
Yes! Vending machines. Funnily
So you
enough...
go up to a Coke machine with this huge, smart entertainment device, and you just start beating the innocent Coke machine, and then you just hear famous Derek quotes. You just hear Derek Smart quotes every time you hit it.
You know what?
This is what I say, period!
I don't know why I did this to myself today, but I went on and I watched a podcast done with Derek Smart. I think it was something called the PC Invader or something like that YouTube channel.
Kind of goes along with what we were just talking about.
And these guys
It's going to invade your anus.
these guys were having a podcast with Derek Smart, which was obviously the most unbiased podcast ever in all of existence. Yeah. And they were talking about Star Citizen, and they were talking about how it was going to fail and all this kind of shit. And he comes up with so much bullshit. He's like, every single thing I've written down has come true so far, you know? And it's like, no, it hasn't. Every time you've opened your fat mouth, you've been proven wrong. And every time someone proves you wrong in the community, you just ban them because you don't like people being smarter than you.
Irony.
So, yeah, it is complete and utter irony. But
I'm
yeah.
sure we'll have a note from Mr. Smart's lawyer.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
Come
we're going to get
tomorrow
sued
morning.
now. We're going to get
Yeah.
massively sued.
Definitely be able to save on some toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'll be able to use it as dog bedding or something. Actually, no, I think the paper would be too low quality for the dog.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably get reported to the RSPCA after that.
But yeah, that was us talking about the Redeemer. It's done, Monty. It's okay. So seeing as Monty had to put up with that terribleness, do you want to decide what next week's ship is?
We might be here for a while.
Because it is civilian, so it needs to be a civilian ship.
Yeah. How about the Hull E?
The what? Sorry.
Hull E. I
The
can't think
Hull
of
E.
anything better.
Okay, well there we go. We're going to be talking about the Hull E next week then.
That's the whopper, isn't it? That's the big one.
It's the freaking
Biggest thing first.
huge
Yeah.
one. Talking
So
about,
there should be a lot to talk about.
you know, we were talking about Marines and all that kind of stuff earlier. What about that new Marine armor, man? That
Oh, the one with the funny
That
little
looks
face
sweet.
mask.
that
drops down.
looks fucking amazing. Yeah, I looked at it and I thought that's a bit like Dead Space, but it's nice.
Well,
Yeah,
you know, you
I-
look
I
at
went-
how much can you stray from kind of Iron Man, Dead Space armor? You know, somewhere in there. To me, it looked a little bit like Iron Man's armor, but you know, you
could just
can't
go the
really
other
stray
way
too.
Well, you could just go the other way and go for Space Marine-esque armor. And then just sort of scream things like, "For the Emperor!
Damn
Burn
Xenos,
the heretics!"
gene
But then,
splicers
yeah,
everywhere, man.
You would... oh, God, don't talk about those things. Hoodoo, let's give a little tiny bug some massive claws which can get through Terminator armor, hoodoo.
You are.
Oh, God. But no, yeah, you are rather limited at this point. I think most people have designed every variation of non-human being adjusted combat armor you can do at this point.
Can I just say as well, like, there is something wrong with that design, and I I noticed it this
I'm
morning.
just going to quote somebody from my
Plop up the link
Yeah.
for it if you're looking at it.
the visor, if it's the one I'm thinking of, does look like a giant pussy.
No, it's not what I was referring
Yeah.
to. Look at it again.
Well, that was what she said about it. If you could post a link so I don't have to search for it. Otherwise my internet will die.
I'm trying to look for the latest comlink they had. It's a monthly studio report. It's this one here. It's that
I
one
just
there,
noticed,
and I'll post it down in chat as well.
looking at the Skype, in Chris, in your Skype video, you can see daylight streaming through the window. I turn around and look at my window and pitch black.
Yeah.
The benefits of time zones.
But no, in referring to what I was talking about, as in design flaw, there is a pretty big one that I don't think people have noticed yet. Okay.
No groin protection.
Not that.
No
Not that.
joints.
No, it has groin protection. It has joints. Look what it's missing, essentially.
Have you posted a link?
I have, yeah.
Oh lord, this is going to be a while. Right, yes. Picture. Where are you, picture?
I've set it as my background actually on my PC because I love it so much.
I'm not sure what it's missing.
Okay. What do Marines
I'm having
need
a
to
look.
have?
I'm having a look.
Well, weapons.
Yeah, not only that, what else do they need?
You've lost me.
They need ammunition. They need grenades. There's nowhere to put ammunition and grenades on that armor. There's no webbing or anything.
I don't think that's quite been included yet.
I mean, sure, this could be the very bare bones armor, and I don't know
I
whether
think that's what it is. But
magazines are magnetic.
Because if
or
you look
anything.
at the, if you look at it, there do appear to be some little loops and things. Whether they are associated with such functions, but
Yeah, but looking at the old UEE heavy armor, you'd see there were pouches, right? There were pouches and there was webbing on it. Okay.
yeah.
From what I've
no,
seen,
I
there's
think they've changed-
nothing. There's no compartments, no webbing, no anything on this armor. So, I don't
design changes.
Look-
Maybe it'll be included later. This isn't a finished, is it?
know. No,
This
of course.
is, you know.
I mean, this is probably a very well. This is concept. It's 3D concept. It's probably already made the armor, but there's always time for new design changes and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I think they've also changed their design philosophy since the first iteration of the heavy armor. I think they're going for far more modularity and customization on player characters
Yeah.
than we have originally seen. I think it'll be a less Call of Duty-esque pick your ammunition type and gun type, and it will be more along the lines of pick which bandolier you'd like. One can carry more grenades but less ammunition, or one is a battery and it can hold more charge for your laser rifle or whatever the heck you're using.
See, I don't know whether this is the heavy armor. God, fucking tickly
I think
throat.
it'll be medium.
It just said marine armor. So,
Yeah, I think this might be the orc armor.
the orc armor.
If you backed early enough, you got a suit of armor. It was one of the stretch goal rewards things.
Oh, right.
I think
okay.
it was called orc armor. I'd just have to check quickly. But this might well be the first time we've seen it, for all I know.
See, it just said UEE marine armor.
Yeah,
So-
I think the armor is supposed to have been the medium. I will have to check, though.
So the heavy
I think
one's
that's
gonna
fine.
look beefy as shit.
I
then.
think it'll have more ablative plates and things.
I would say, like, this is the first UEE armor that actually looks as if it gives protection. Like, the Outlaw armor looked as if it gave you protection. The UEE stuff just didn't.
I think the UEE will have thinner armor, but it will be more advanced materials and things.
Yeah.
So I think it might be more mobile and functional. No, the on-the-roll combat armor, in brackets, Orc Mark 9.
Okay.
And from what I remember reading about it, it is some sort of medium armor.
Okay.
Unless I'm going senile. So hopefully it's something like that.
Like, I don't think you're going to be able to get into cockpits with this armor.
Using cock.
Ah! Cock.
Oh yeah, we're also mature.
You fucking know it.
I'm going to be mature as well.
What's that? Goodness
Yes.
sake.
Now you can see a member of the Gestapo and a female. I'm not sure what rank she was. In lingerie.
Brilliant.
Her flick of the Gestapo.
Her flick
Nice.
of the Gestapo.
Von Smallhausen.
Von Schmolhausen.
Stupid man.
Oh goodness, what is going on? Why did you do that, computer?
Don't worry. On the Ark Royal, you can be von Smallhausen, Curtis.
Me?
Try and keep up.
Yep.
I'm not being von Schmolhausen, my friend. I am not being von Schmolhausen.
It'll suit you perfectly.
No.
I can throw things at you occasionally. Or hit you.
God bloody damn it. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening, guys. I'm sorry we've had maintenance problems and all that kind of stuff, but that is stuff that will be addressed in the future. I'm sorry we also didn't have a guest this week. We usually have guests, and it beefs out the show a bit more. But I think this week has kind of been more of a test to see how we can push things. So, as I said, thank you very much for joining me, Hooch and Monty. And next week we will have a topic of discussion. Next week we're also going to be talking about the Hull E, our civilian ship. So make sure to join us, and I promise it will be more professional. I hope my voice is better, so I'm not coughing all the time. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the first episode of Reservist, hosted on the Naval Reserve TV. So thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later.
Auf Wiedersehen. Can we stop talking now, or is it still recording?